As of late on November 5th, projections indicated Donald Trump may regain the U.S. presidency. The anticipated win has sent waves of concern through Canadian business and political circles, as BC leaders brace for potential impacts on trade, economic stability, and currency value. Fox News reported Trump leading the electoral count at 277 votes, compared to 226 for Kamala Harris, inching toward the 270 needed to secure the presidency. This potential shift raises critical questions for Canada-US relations and the future of key trade agreements. A primary concern is the impact on the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement, that is CUSMA, which requires reconfirmation from each participating country by July 2026. Former BC Premier Christy Clark pointed out that a Trump administration could potentially withdraw from the agreement, disrupting the existing framework of tariffs and trade. Without CUSMA, a range of new tariffs and protectionist policies could impact Canadian exports, affecting industries across the board and placing a heavier burden on the Canadian economy. In addition to concerns around CUSMA, Trump's ongoing stance on tariffs has intensified unease, with promises to implement a 60% tariff on imports from China and significant tariffs on other foreign goods. Trump's policies are expected to raise costs for American consumers while impacting cross-border trade. According to real estate marketer Bob Rennie, increased tariffs are already taking a toll. The Canadian dollar saw an immediate drop by over 1 cent against the US dollar after the election results began pointing to Trump's lead. Moreover, this economic uncertainty could prompt responses from Canada's central bank. TD Bank economist Mark Ercolau recently suggested that retaliatory tariffs from Canada on US goods could lower Canadian exports by nearly 5% over the next few years. This trade imbalance might pressure the Bank of Canada to lower interest rates, potentially weakening the Canadian dollar further and widening the rate differential with the U.S. to unfavorable levels. Trump's possible return to office also brings back a surge of immigration conversations, echoing 2016 sentiments when many Americans joked or seriously considered moving to Canada. Irene Bloomrod from UBC's Center for Migration Studies notes that while these spikes in interest rarely translate to mass migration, Canadian immigration websites have seen heightened traffic after U.S. election outcomes in the past. For Canadian business leaders and economic stakeholders, the implications of a second Trump presidency are serious. Bridget Anderson, CEO of the Greater Vancouver Board of Trade, emphasized the need for Canada to focus on strengthening supply chains and fostering economic growth, especially given current challenges, including labor disputes at key trade hubs. Canada's economy relies heavily on smooth trade relations, and any U.S.-imposed restrictions could lead to stagnation and increased costs, limiting the nation's global competitiveness. As the election results continue to unfold, BC and Canada as a whole are left to anticipate a potentially shifting economic landscape, with the Canadian dollar and trade stability hanging in the balance. Stay subscribed for more videos.